just gonna get right into it. So in Pokken, you have that red health setting, that red health status, where you get the enemy Pokemon or your Pokemon down to red health. It's at a certain percentage of HP, and then you enact this particular status. People will call it guts. People will call it rage. It depends on what game background you're from. You get an attack and a defense buff, and since you receive it, we're just going to get some damage here. So since you receive a defense buff, damage works differently. You obviously receive different damage, but as you see while we're going through this, through these Poké combos and the different versions of Poké combos, that we have clear differing damages. Okay? So, just the raw Poké combo deals 148 to 160. The dive kick one does 164, and then cutting the combo shorter doing the bonus versions is a little bit different as well. When we do it in red health, or guts as I will be calling it, the raw combo does 82. The one with dive kick that does more damage when we have regular health does less. And then omitting the extra steps with the dive kick does more. And then the bonus versions do less than more. So what? what sense does that make, right? So we're gonna watch it again, and we're gonna compare. And so doing the dive kick, JX, and then 5Y, Y, and then immediately doing force palm, that's the highest damage that Lucario can get off of a Poké combo from the dive kick. That's weird, right? That's why Guts is weird. That's why we're making this video. That's why we're telling everybody about it. And that's the whole purpose. So that way you can get more damage, so you can end the game quicker, and everything. This is just going to show you that Pokken is not on a number of hits scaling. It is which hits. So please keep in mind that different moves will scale the damage at a larger rate than other moves. It is not a number of hit. Like for example, Lucario, just as regular 5Y, will scale the damage harder than his 2Y. But we'll actually talk about that later. So this is the standard big damage mid-screen confirm for Lucario. It really does 223. But we're doing 217 here to make a point because it's easier to get 3 hits than it is for per bone rush than it is for all 4 hits. If we change it up a little bit and do 5x and then 5y to get 4 hits of bone rush, it does 200. And then if we change it up a little bit to do the loop and then 5y force palm, does 212. So we have 217, 200, and 212 off of the full bone rush loop into slam. Then we have the bone rush loop into 5x, 5y, and then bone rush slam. And then we have bone rush loop into 5y force palm. So in guts, that first combo will deal 120. Okay? The second combo does like 122. So you can see it does a marked amount of damage less, but it does a marked amount of damage more when we start applying guts. And then yeah? You guys remember how I just said that 2y scales damage harder than 5y? It just did more damage than using anything else. And then, again, 5y is going to be 122, 2y is going to be 123. So, and it's not just for Lucario, it's all characters. This is just like standard Mewtwo stuff. I'm sure it's not optimized at all, but I'm just here to make a point that the starter into 5x Hyper Beam is the most damaging for regular health, but when you do guts, it deals 115, and then, but when you go into Guts, it does less. It does less. So, when you're in Guts mode, you've got to change up your combos. It's all different. And it changes up with Mega mode too. So like, when you do your Mega stuff, you also have to change out. So this is the standard Lucario, Mega mode confirm. When you're in Burst mode, and you get a 6X, you do 6X, Fear Hot, JY, 6X, Force Palm AA, and then that does 207. When you're in Guts, it does 117. Sorry, 112. So, this other stuff, that's definitely less than 207, right? That's 195. And this one is going to be 192. And this one is also going to be less than 207. It does 190. But when we switch over to Guts mode, that's more than 112, guys. See? Guts is weird. Change your combos. Optimize. 122. We did 10 more damage by changing to a less optimized combo. By doing a combo that does less damage in that. So it also makes the case for ending your combos and burst attacks while you're in Guts. Because even though they don't do a whole lot of damage while you're in regular health, it does 203. Keep in mind that 112 is what we're trying to beat. This is going to do 130. So when you're in Guts, the scaling changes up a bit. You get more damage if you change up your combos, and you can definitely end rounds quicker. And even though in the examples given, these are very unoptimized examples. Like Lucario has an over 150 damage confirmed, no buffs, when the opponent is in Guts mode. Simply by changing up the combo, and that allows Lucario, at the very least, to end rounds very quickly when somebody gets into Guts health. That way you don't have people running around with magic pixels and all that stuff, which is really scary. So definitely have fun exploring your character's damage opportunities, because once you start putting in the things on this page, things get real weird.